Welcome back, everyone. Sorry I'm a little dirty. I've been working on the truck this morning. Um, I'm finally trying to fix my diff. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. So whenever I put it in, I was in a hurry to put it in because this was my only vehicle at the time. And I didn't put it in straight, so it kicked my CV or my half shaft back and up. So my wheel angles in a little bit, and you can't really fix it because of how the CV shafts or the half shafts pushing it, and then it tore up my boot on the half shaft. So I just loosened the hanger, one of the hanger bolts. I'm trying to get the other one. I can't fit the impact in there, or I might be able to. I just took off my dust shield or my skid plate to be able to get to it. So we're gonna see if that'll work, but I just took off the skid plate and I loosened one of the bolts. So I got 3 more bolts I gotta loosen, and then we're gonna try and just shift it back to where it's supposed to go and make the hanger level. So hopefully this will work, but if not, then I gotta tear the whole truck back apart and put it back in the right way. It's just gonna be a pain, but thank you all for coming back, and hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. My second video didn't do too hot because I accidentally pressed for kids. I didn't know if it was like supposed to be for like just for kids or what, but I accidentally clicked it, so that one's not doing too hot. I noticed my views on my last video are jumping fast. They weren't doing too good, and then now they're moving pretty quick. So thank you all again for watching and coming along on this journey with me, but I'll get to work on this diff and I will get back with you guys. So surprisingly, my diff actually moved. I loosened, you can see my half shafts all tore up, but I loosened the 2 upper bolts and the 2 bolts on the other side, and don't mind how dirty this is because of that shaft, but it moved completely over. It's almost where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna put a level on it so I can make sure it's actually straight, and then I gotta pull this side down into the hole, and so yeah, it's pretty much done. It surprisingly moved. Well guys, we're getting to, got 2 more bolts left to tighten up, and may not be the prettiest thing the way I got it set up, but it worked. So I got 2 more bolts to tighten up. It's pretty much level. I think my keys are turned down too far on this one side. I think that's why it's still at an angle so much. So I'm gonna loosen it up a little bit. I'm gonna measure from the bottom of the A-arm ball joint on both sides and see the difference. But it's pretty much where it's supposed to be. I also have a stabilizer, steering stabilizer that was on it before, and I just realized that there's a bracket on the lift steering. So I think I'm gonna look, I still have the book of installing it. I'm gonna look and see if I can put it on there or not. But yeah, it's pretty much done, and that's where we're at with that. So today we went on a little road trip to a little bit north, a little bit farther north in Illinois, to go pick up new battery cables so we can run 2 batteries. We went to a parts truck that's some guy I found on Marketplace had. He was trying to part some of it out before he went and junked it, so it had a Detroit in it, so that means it had dual batteries. So we went there and I had to take out all of the battery cables. I took out the negative and positive on both sides, and I took out the other battery holder for over here. So we got that as well. So we are pretty much ready for 2 batteries in this thing. I got to tear out the old battery cable so then I can put the new one in. And that's what we're going to be doing right now. It's about, I don't know, probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. So this YouTube thing's got me going pretty good. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And here in a second, I'm going to show you the new battery cable. Alright, so here is the battery cable that we got out of there. It has the old brackets on it, but we're going to have to take those off. So this runs to the passenger side, which we gotta run all this to the right spots, but this runs to the passenger side. And then the we got the driver's side, and then the wire that goes to the alternator, which really I think the wire that goes to the alternator on the passenger side, because obviously that's where there's one battery at, or yeah, where the only battery's at. So I'm pretty sure it runs out of the secondary wire that's over here. You guys can't really see it, but there's the wire that goes to the alternator is on the second wire that goes to the starter. So we actually don't even need that wire. So we'll get rid of that wire because the alternator on the Detroits are on the driver's side, because for one, that's your main power, and then 2, the turbo's right where the alternator's at. It's a little bit off the side, but it's about where it's at. So we can take that off, and then the other wire that comes out of the wire on the driver's side actually goes to the fuse box to get power to our fuse box. So I'm gonna start ripping out the main wire to what's on this side. I'm gonna unhook the battery, and we're gonna start putting in this new one. All right, so if I remember right, actually I have a bolt right here that just matches up to. I'm pretty sure it's like a 8 or 9 mil, or maybe it's, yeah, I think it's 7 or 9 mil for the battery terminal. So we need to get either a socket or a wrench to unhook the battery. All right, so we got our 8 mil, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 8 mil to take off our battery terminals. So we got our positive, which the blue wire goes to the alternator, and then the big wire goes to the starter. And then there's a second wire that runs down and then across the fan shroud over to the other side. So I'm gonna take off these connectors and I'll be back with you guys. Alright, so kind of got stuck in spot. Actually I need a wrench. Alright, we got our wrench. It's a little 8mm, so start taking these connectors off. And just like that, positives off. That over there. It's just, we can actually go ahead and just leave our negative hooked up. Oh, guess we don't really need to take it off. Thread this. Maybe not. Oh, rubber is melted together. Alright, so one to the alternator is, or one to the alternator and the starter is off. So I'm going to start running one that goes to my Alright, so we got it all unhooked. I got my wheelite wiring across here because it's not ready to be put in yet, but I'm going to move it out of the way a little bit. So there's little tabs in here that hold it in, and then there's an actual hook in the middle. If you pry that, it unlatches, and pull the rest of it out. Alright, so the wire runs down through here. Don't mind all this. This is just temporary, so my wheel lights will turn on until I get my other extender, but wired my wheel light to the wire, I guess. Gotta undo that. And then it runs under the I can't think of the name for that right now, but under that, and then runs into your fuse box. And then back under right there. So let me get the socket for that. Alright, so we got the trusty 10mm here. Surprisingly, I still have it in my socket set, but I guess I wired this one up to, or zip tied this one up. Go ahead and unclip that. I'm gonna run these a different way anyway. Alright, we got all those zip ties undone. Don't worry guys, it's just temporary for right now. That's what I had to do to be able to run my, turn on my wheel lights. But go to this wire right here, because that is the wire. Because that's your wire that goes to your, goes to the other side. And this nut is one you do not want to lose because it's a special nut. I learned that the hard way. The parts truck I went to, I actually thought about just taking that one too, just in case. Alright, so we got that little nut off. So now, I'm gonna unhook that wire. Maybe. Alright, so we got it undone. I'm gonna feed it through this. pull out the other side. So there's that wire. It's all out. Now to put in the new one. All right, so since we don't need this wire, it's the one that ran to the alternator on the other truck, I'm gonna cut it off and put on a wing nut with some heat shrink over it, just so we know it doesn't come off or spark on anything, just to make sure. I know it's a little over exaggerated, but just want to make sure nothing happens. All right, so take my cutters, cut it off about right here, just so we got some stuff to work with. Take my wire strippers, strip some of it off. Oh, wrong size. Strip some of it off so that we can put on the right size wing nut. And take, Walmart might not have the best electrical stuff for automotive, but for their heat shrink, that's where it's at, because they got all sorts of sizes, and this has came in handy many times. From anywhere from fixing a ceiling fan to, because I like to make sure nothing sparks, so I use heat shrink quite often. But from anywhere from housework to truck wiring, really anything. I've used it on a lot. Must have grabbed the wrong size. Oh well, it's going on there. Alright, so we're gonna cut off some of this because we don't need all of it. Then everyone's most satisfying part. Just melt the end a little bit so we can close it up. Alright, close up the heat shrink, take the extra wire, put it in what's the wire pile for right now, and then we're gonna go ahead, not quite sure, might just come off. Yeah, they're pretty rusty. There's the tie downs from the other truck. I don't need those. Mine's wired a little bit better than what that truck was. We can go ahead and take the hold down out, which might actually just keep this just so we got it. All right, so now time to put this in. So we got, this is gonna go to the driver's side, and it's gonna go to the passenger side, and then this goes to the fuse box like we already took out. All right, so I got it sitting over there, and I got it ran across. Oh, doesn't really want to go in there because it's been out of the holder for such a long time. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this side out because I don't know exactly where the battery's gonna sit. So we got a little bit of extra cable to work with, but that's all right. We can always tie it up or something. And then this will get ran back under the computer, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna feed that through and then get it back over there. All right, so it wasn't the most fun thing to get through, but actually it needs to go under these still. All right, so we got it back through here. So now we're just gonna slide it back on there, under the bolt that it was on. Grab the nut. I'm gonna go ahead and thread this on so I don't lose it. All right, so we got it threaded on there for some part. Grab the ratchet, then go ahead and put it back on there. All right, so we got it threaded on there, tightened down. So we got our cable over here. It's not the prettiest, but it'll do. But we got this over here, and then ran across over to the other side. I'm not gonna hook any of it up. I'm not gonna hook any of it up yet until I get both batteries in here. So then this one over here isn't just sitting here, and end up touching metal or something, and then I'm not in here when it happens. So, this is all ran now. I know these wires up here are a mess. I'm gonna actually fix them whenever everything is done. But it's plugged into the fuse box. So go ahead and put my fuse box cover back on. Maybe. All right, fuse box cover's back on. So I actually need to get 2 batteries because that battery is junk for some reason. I don't know if it's because it's been sitting for so long. I don't know, maybe now it's unplugged. Something's draining it or something, I don't know. It won't really hold charge, I don't think. I don't know. But if I'm doing one, I might as well just do both. So I'll just get 2 of them. We got another battery tray whenever I picked it up whenever I went and got that truck. Or whenever I went and got these parts off that truck. My windshield washer fluid is like right here. Actually, I'll show you. So that's my windshield washer fluid tank. And it goes like right over it. So I'm not sure exactly. There's like a bar that goes like way down there. Which obviously mine's gonna be different because of the way it's not the same. I mean, it's the same truck, but not built the same. So it's definitely gonna paint it before I put it in because it's kind of ugly, but pretty sure it sits like this, or it'd be like this in the truck. So I don't know, this part goes way down for some reason. I don't know, I guess we can just slide it in there and see. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I might just have to modify it to fit. So it's in the right way. Might be able to even, no, I can't turn around and do that. So I might just have to cut this part off and just make it fit in there or something. I don't know, it looks like there's a bolt hole right there for it. So maybe it just sits down in there and it holds itself up. I don't know, but there's 2 holes for it. And I can always add more. Just have to see what happens. So just gonna have to cut that part off and put it in here or something. I don't know, I might go cut it off real quick and see what happens. I'm gonna save this tray for a different day since it's either tomorrow or I guess today is tomorrow, but probably Sunday or tomorrow night or tomorrow morning, because I have a Christmas at 2, but I'm going to wait to do that because it is 1:30 in the morning and I am in the middle of town. So I don't really want to wake anyone up. And it's a very small town, so everyone can hear anything. I might see where these or I just need the one ground cable. I'm going to see where I can bolt that in at on the motor, and so I can get ran up to the battery also. All right, so I'm not the best on motors, but there's a bolt missing on my exhaust manifold, I guess. There, not my exhaust manifold, my header. So, I should be able to put a bolt in it and just ground it to that. I don't know, I'm gonna do some research and ask some people before I do it. Which, I mean, batteries aren't gonna be in here anytime soon, probably not until, for a couple months until it's ready to leave, because there's no point going to buy batteries just for them to sit. Gives me more money to spend on the truck. But I'm gonna wait to do that. Well, I'm actually gonna ask around. Then I'm gonna do that. We're getting very low on the winter build list. We got wheels, which I'm not saying anything about that until I have them. Possibly spacers, don't know. With this truck being a show truck, but me also using it still, it's got to be somewhat usable. I mean, I could always just take the spacers off before I pull a trailer or whatever, because during summer, I'll be pulling a livestock trailer more than likely to some fairs, so I'm gonna have to make sure it can do that. Which, towing on spacers, everyone complains about it. I don't really care. I mean, I pulled a 24-foot steel livestock trailer behind my previous truck, and it had adapters on it. They did crack, but they were also used before I got them. So I might go spacers, might not, maybe not as big as spacers as I want to do. I might get some big spacers just for the fun of it, for shows and stuff, to just put them on then. Or just drive around town, because, you know, you always got to show off whenever you come out of the garage. Also been talking to a dude, has something to do with the bottom half of the truck. I'm not going to say it because I don't know if it's going to be this year, or at least this winter. It'll more than likely be next winter, hopefully. The truck needs to get tore back down. Don't really want to do it, but it's got to be done. So we got that, and then we should have some more rock lights on order. I got to fill up every single black spot. It's another reason why we're putting in 2 batteries, because my one battery could not handle it. That's probably why it's trash now. So that's why we got the 2 batteries, and then we're getting 20 to 30 more rock lights. Hopefully they're all 9 LED. We got 3 LED on. That's what the rock lights are. That's on it now. They're not the brightest. Obviously, I'm not going to take them out to replace them with 9 LED. There's 3 of them in each wheel well. If anything, we're just going to add more into the wheel wells. But my main focus right now, my wheel lights light up my wheel wells for the most part. They are pretty bright. So the rock lights are for under the frame, under the cab. I have some brackets that I made for, pretty sure I showed it in the first video, for on my frame under like my doors. There's 5 of them for both sides. And then we have I've thought about putting 4 or 5 on the front, 4 like under the front bumper, 4 or 5 under the rear bumper, and then we'll have 5 on the sides of under the doors. So 10, 4, so 18, and then the rest is just going to get randomly slapped under my cab. I'm probably going to get magnets just so I can put them anywhere. Maybe put a couple on the drive shaft, but I don't know. It'd look pretty cool as wires dangling everywhere. But yeah, the truck is coming along very, very nicely. I got new U-bolt brackets actually for Christmas. They're in this box. Got another thing coming for under the frame that I'm not putting those on yet until I know for sure if I'm doing it. Because if I'm doing it, I'd rather do it while they're off of the truck. I mean, you can put that all together. That's not very hard to put together. But doing that, sorry, I know I talk a lot in my videos, but I'm trying to get out what is all going on to this truck because it's a new thing that I'm doing, and YouTube is a new thing I'm doing, and it's hard to watch the videos if you don't know exactly what's going on. I obviously don't have 40 trucks sitting in my driveway that are $100,000. Hopefully one day, but so it's all on one truck, and I just want you all to know what's going on. Got more color match coming. The silver, I've found a truck that's about the same color as mine. It's built to be a show truck. His does not have the silver. I'm debating on if I want to keep the silver or get rid of it because the silver it kind of stands out more. And whenever the truck's really clean, it looks better. But I don't know. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of the two-ton, but it's also different than the rest of the trucks. And that's what kind of puts me out of the rest of them. So I might just keep it. Been trying to find a cow hood. So if anyone knows who can make a cow hood, make this one into a cow hood, or find me a cow hood, I would love probably a 4-inch cow, if not a 3. I don't want a massive one, but one that stands out. K1500 Life or whatever it is. His cow is like perfect. So that's what I want for my truck eventually. I'm not planning on doing everything this year because then that's just boring because it's for next winter you got nothing to do. Which there's always things to do on a truck, but it's just boring because you can't work on it every day because you don't have anything else to do. But hopefully new grill coming for my birthday the end of next month. Because this one's got chrome peeling off it and everything, and you cannot have that. So I gotta get rid of that. Door handles, I got new ones because these ones are junk. Like they are, I think that was the most crappiest like piece of plastic. I don't know if they got replaced. I'm assuming so. But if you pull on it, they like come out of the door because all the plastic's cracked. So I bought all metal ones. So those are going to get color matched. The rear tailgate latch is going to get color matched. So I got to take that out, which is going to be fun because they rhino lined the bed. So I don't know if the bolts are going to come out very well. But yeah, next winter, a lot of things hopefully will be coming if everything goes as planned. But yeah, a lot of color match coming. I got to finish this battery stuff. A lot more rock lights coming. This truck probably won't leave the garage until March, April, somewhere in there. I know it's quite a ways away, but for as much as I'm doing, I'm getting it done pretty fast, but I also I'm going to wait on wheels because I don't want to do what I did last time and just jump on wheels. And then I didn't absolutely hate them, but I was not a huge fan of them. And we are going big, like dumb big for wheels. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn, to be honest. Next winter might be like a 12-inch lift, because why not? But if I'm going that big, I'm solid axle swapping the front end, doing a 4-link. I don't want to go that big. For one, my garage doors are not that big, and this thing has to come inside. So I can't go that big, but 9.5 is, I don't know, I'm on a 6 right now, and it's kind of low for a 6 because I didn't put my out leaf in. So the rear end sits down quite a bit, which makes the front end, even though the keys are kind of cranked, sit down some because it sags it. But I don't even know if a 9.5 would even fit through these doors. But thank you all very much for watching my videos. I'm trying to get out there so I can keep doing this. Building this truck has been one of my dreams, has been my dream since I went and bought it. I've been watching, paying very close attention to some other trucks like mine to see what I should do, what's the best route, and how to do it. I've been messaging some guys. There's a maroon truck like mine that has the all leather interior, like completely custom with the topper on it. I was DMing him on Instagram the other day, and we were talking about everything. He told me some tips and what I should and shouldn't do. So that's the great thing about some of the truck community, although most of it seems bad. There's some guys out there that'll help you, especially for being a beginner. But yeah, YouTube is, I surprisingly am loving it. I know I talk a lot in my videos. Need to get better at that. I'm just starting out. This is my 4th video now. So I'm trying to get better filming equipment. It's hard to get someone else here. You know, my girlfriend's with me most of the time, but it's hard to get someone with me to film me doing stuff, because filming doing stuff on a tripod is horrible. You can see in part of this video I tried to do that, it didn't really work. So anyways, thank you all very much for coming. Thank you if you have sat here for the 12 minutes of me talking. I'm just very appreciative for all of you that have been watching and being here along this journey with me for building this truck. I'm learning a lot, and hopefully a lot to come with this truck. Hopefully can come to some shows this year and not be upset whenever my truck doesn't look the greatest. Never been the show off type of person, like huge in it, but whenever it comes to trucks, I like to show off. So a lot is being done to this truck very quickly, and I am just speechless of how far this thing has came. But once again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, morning, night, whatever. But please, if you're watching, hate to say this, but please subscribe. We're trying to get up there in subscribers, get more out there. I've noticed that people are just finding me on YouTube, like in their feed. That is very cool to me. YouTube, I tried before. It was not the greatest. I was like 10, but thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you for sitting here listening to me talk, and I will see you guys in the next video.